Welcome back to The North Remembers. Episode 2 of Season 3. They called it Queen's Landing, which I thought was kind of lazy. Queen's Landing. But I call it The Rightful Heir. So it has the little intro, which we always talk about. But this one I actually like because the little embroidered correlate was so fucking fun looking to me.
But they gave him like a pike, like a...
He's like
pike.
flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that little intro. It was cool.
And then they added the goal at the end with the fucking...
with Jace sinking and all that, which they, let's get to that. Aftermath of the goal, it's just smoke everywhere, fucking dragons burning shit. And I thought it was sheep's theater like we had talked about.
Yeah, because you see the guy climb up on the boat and then a big-ass dragon just take it out.
But then turns out the dragon rider showed up to help Bela. And it just kind of shows them burning shit and flying around. And then her flying back to Dragonstone.
And she's got Jace over her.
Yeah, which is not in the books. In the books, he just sinks to the bottom with his dragon. I think this is better for the closure, though, and you get this nice, dramatic scene.
Well, yeah, and like I said in one of the previous episodes, it's like they were really kind of focused on her needing closure with Luke.
Yeah.
So, obviously, she's going to want closure with Jace.
Yeah, and we don't have a whole nother episode to have her disappear.
Yeah.
We're doing this in 2 more seasons, 8 episodes apiece. We don't even have the 10 from season 1. So, yeah, they get there, and she's all sad and crying as she's flying, you know. And she gets there, and we think it was really him the whole time, the actor that plays Jace. They carried him off the dragon, right, and carrying him.
Yeah, he is face down, and they
flip him over and start carrying him. And Sir Lawrence just sitting there waiting, teary-eyed, like he knows. Oh, this is it. I'm done.
I did not.
I think it was sadness for the prince, but
I did not like Sir Warren in this because he remained it was like the battle, like fucking dude.
What do you think? Like, and then she says it is won. Like that's the technical term for we didn't walk away the complete losers, but
yeah, the blockade could still be in place.
But like point to the prince, like the battle.
Yeah.
Do you think that she's gonna give a fuck about that, Sir Lawrence? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And then Rhaenyra runs in, right? So they're all sitting there. They bring his body in, and Rhaenyra runs in, kind of looking almost like you're home, you know. And everybody's just dead silent. And I think she knows, because he's clearly laying, you know, nobody's looking at him. They're all looking right at her.
Yeah.
Sad.
He's just laying in the back on a little
gurney.
Yeah, gurney. Yeah.
And she's just like, Jace, you know, what have you done?
Yeah, she breaks a little bit.
And then just kind of freaks out. Runs over there. How could you do this to me? How could you?
I think she did so good.
Oh, Emmy
Emmy
nomination. I'm not just kissing ass either. I think that was really good. The tears, the you know, the moisture coming out of the face everywhere.
I liked the where she couldn't touch him. She wanted to, but she just stood there shaking like this.
Couldn't feel how real it was, you know.
And then when Sir Warren comes to pick her up, she's like, "How dare you put your hands on me?
Yeah, right now
on you.
Yeah,
you locked me in the door. You took him over me, and now I lost him."
Yeah, because of all of this, and he, you know, pulls the sword out. I failed you, my lady. My life must be forfeit. And she's like, what good is that? Is that going to bring my son back?
And she yells at everybody.
Yeah.
All of you knew what he was doing. You failed your queen.
Yeah, haven't all of you betrayed your queen? Aren't all your lives forfeit, you know? Really messed up. Really good scene, though. And that's why we thought it was really him, when she's doing that, too, you know? He's laying there. That probably makes it a lot better, more real.
Yeah, she picks him up and holds him and shit. And I thought that the part that really got me was when she turned to the white worm, I forget her name.
Yeah.
But she just and does the ugly open mouth face cry I don't want to call her ugly. She did amazing.
But she did the dramatic,
I think she's good looking, but
the bawling crying.
Yeah. She did it so great.
Yeah, perfect.
Sold it.
Perfect. And Yeah, just devastation. And then back to the gullet, and we got Alan on a ship with a bunch of Valerians. Just a little, like, rowboat. Well, it's a pretty good-sized rowboat. It's got, like, 10 dudes on it, but he's in the middle just yelling, Lord Corliss, Lord Corliss. Clearly wanting to find him alive, because they haven't found him yet. Another quick cut to the Vale. Lady Erin's just marching out, riding her horse out. The gate's open. She just rides out alone. There you see Rhaena with sheep stealer. She's locked up. Half like Smokey and Char.
Yeah, sheep stealer looks like she's been having a good time.
Yeah.
It hasn't got out like that in a while.
Like a dog, like looking at you like, what's up?
Happy and shit.
What are we doing? And she basically is like, I need asylum. You know, I need you to help.
Something terrible.
I did something terrible, and she's like, apparently the crown prince is dead, and then she's just like, you don't understand. I went to help, but sheep stealer was frightened. She's like, I don't care.
She's like, yeah, why are you here? She's like, you abandoned my charge or whatever. Like what
you're supposed to be. Yeah, you're supposed to be
where the kid's at.
Yeah.
And you go and do this, and now you basically cost her this fucking not the war, but like what it was for. Like I think that's why she was so stricken by it. And she says to Damon later, she says, the two children who used to climb on me and like hide in my dresses and stuff have been taken just so I can sit on a thorny crown.
A throne made of swords. Yeah.
And yeah, so
she's like all upset. I need asylum, and she's like, asylum? How dare you? You know, you leave my charge, like you said. You bring ruin back to my house. Like, get out of here. I don't want to see you. And she's like, goes to leave. And she's like, you wanted a dragon, now you have one.
Yeah, she's like, we don't even ask that much. Like, sheep stealers lived here for years.
Ignorance.
I'm looking at silence. Just blindness. Don't turn the other cheek.
Yeah, just pretend like you didn't know it was me. And she's like, I like how she does, Lady Erin doesn't.
She's very diplomatic about the way.
Even with her guards, like her guards ain't even hearing her say that she's okay with it. She says, well, I can't stop a dragon from nesting where it may.
And the Vale is huge.
And the Vale is vast.
Yeah.
But I don't want to see you again.
Yeah.
She says. So basically, as far as everybody can see, I told you to fuck off.
Yeah.
I can't stop your dragon from staying.
Yeah.
So basically, what she agreed to was, I'm not going to run and tell them that it was you. But that's it.
Also, what am I going to say to a dragon rider?
Yeah, I can't really stop you. You can't just fly in and burn my shit down. Like you just did to the whole place. And then she's just, okay. She nods her head and off. I think that's all you see of her in the episode. And then off to the Riverlands. And Daemon and the Northmen and the Rivermen are all singing about the fish feed. So we missed the fish feed.
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah.
That sucks. Because it's really well described in the book as being like awesomely gnarly.
And the song does kind of
describe it.
Yeah.
How they pushed him into the water and all that. But then Sir Simon Strong shows up. They're all drinking, partying. He's talking to Lannister's head on a pike, singing to it. Daemon is. And then Sir Simon Strong shows up with wine. I guess to soften the blow. He's all being nice, too. He's like, oh, we bring wine to celebrate your victory here. And, you know, at the fork, great news. And also, Queen. And Daemon's like, all right.
You see, like, the little river lord, whatever,
yeah.
He notices and shit, and they kind of like...
Totally.
And so is Sir Roddy, or, I don't Sir, but Roddy.
Yeah, Roddy's ruined.
No, notices, and so, like, he sits down and reads it, and, like, they're all kind of watching. But it was weird how it was, like, whispered by Strong, which also made all of them be like, what's going on?
What's going on, yeah. And he asks, little Tully asks, you know, is something amiss? And he's like, the Crown Prince is dead, and they're just all like, whoa, shit's gone down. Like, we were having a good time. We did good.
Yeah,
what the fuck happened, you know? And he's like, the Queen has ordered me to come to take King's Landing, to help her seize King's Landing. I charge you to march there, you know.
Like, head south, take out everything in your way.
Yeah, kill anybody, any opposition, kill them. Another cut.
And, well, he kind of raises his drink to everybody. It seems like he was getting along with all of them.
Yeah.
They were singing his name in the song.
Yeah, at Black Alley, you got to see her very briefly.
Wait, was that Black Alley? I thought that was
that-
gonna be. I thought that was gonna be the Red Archer.
No, the one the night now. I'm pretty sure that's Black Alley. So yeah, he says he toasts them, and he's like, you know, King's Landing till we see each other
So
again.
next time I see you guys, yeah.
And they're like, King's Landing, party on, you know. Then it cuts to Caraxes drinking from the pond or the river. I thought that was kind of cool to see him just like guzzling water, steam like coming out the nostrils. And Alice Rivers is like talking to Damon, kind of like wishing him farewell, whatever. And she basically says, you know, well, before she gets to say anything, he's like, well, I would thank you, but I don't know what exactly it is you did. She's like, well, the queen, you know, I brought the queen 10,000 rivermen.
Yeah.
You know? And he's like, She's like, tell her I want hair and all. And he's like, ha! Like the greatest castle that I just spent 6 months fucking rebuilding.
Yeah. And she's like, I saw it get passed from hand to hand. I basically lived here my whole life. No one's really wanted it and no one cherished it. And he's like, well, you don't have a good last name.
A husband.
A husband, yeah. Crown's not in the habit of handing out castles to midwives.
Yeah, and she's like, is that all I am to you? And he's like, look, I'll talk to her, see if there's some other reward she might want to grant you. Like, we're not giving up Harrenhal, the biggest castle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It can withstand Dragonfire. We're not giving it to you. Especially with all your weird shit going on here. And she's like, some other reward. Okay, fine. I asked for like little and you offer me rubies.
Yeah, I asked you for food and you offer me rubies.
That won't slake my hunger, you know what I mean? And then she's like, leave here, Damon.
Go home.
Yeah, and don't come back and remember what I said. And I think that means like that you're gonna die here.
Yeah.
From the season 2 when she first met him, and the first thing she said to him was, you're gonna die here. I think that's what she meant when she said, remember what I said. Like, come back here, and the next time you come back, you're gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Back to the gullet, and Alan, it looks like his homies have abandoned him. Like, even his homies are like, okay, we've been out here for 2 days.
He's just like wandering around.
He's on the island,
A bunch of dead guys around.
a little piece of dirt. No boat, no homies this time. And Bela shows up. And she talks to him about Corlys a little bit, you know. Like, my grandsire, a lot of people have counted my grandsire out for dead, you know.
Yeah, this isn't the first time I've had to go looking for him.
Yeah, they underestimated him. It's fine. And he's like, she knows who he is, basically.
Yeah.
And she's like, I think.
And he shows interest. He's like, you knew him. Like, tell me about him.
When you were young, she's like, he was, you know, proud.
He was super stern, but also loving at the same time.
Yeah, oh yeah, he loved my grandmother so much that I think that's why he tried to forget about you guys. And he's like, and she, because he didn't know she knew, and she's like, your brother told me. And he's like, we weren't mere memories to be forgotten. Which I thought was like, that's what it's all about. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, of course not, you know. And he's also thick of neck, you know. And proud.
Super stubborn. And he's like,
proud.
I know where that is.
Yeah, I know that side of him, you know. That kind of thing. And then they see Alan flying around. And she says, I don't want to lose anyone anymore, Alan. Which is really cool because I don't know if they'll show it in the show, especially if they cut out a bunch of the ending. She now has lost her betrothed. He asked her about that too.
Yeah.
In the book, they end up together. And they end up the Lord and Lady of High Tide.
I can see them doing that still.
Yeah, because they show that like affection. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I feel bad for you. Your husband
His
died.
interest in it.
Yeah. And her being lonely and all that stuff.
And she kind of like, she was very like pragmatic about it. She was like, we grew up together. We were as kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then they told us we were getting married.
Yeah.
Like,
I was down.
Now we're not. He did.
Yeah. I told him, you know. And then, Adam flies above, and then you see him kind of looking down. And then sure enough, I guess it is smart. It's kind of convenient, though, that Corliss is the only one in the shiny silver armor, so he's pretty easy to spot.
Well, they had his
The white hair.
like, splayed out on like black rocks.
Yeah.
Like, wait, is he dreads?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he flips around and then splashing, right? Clearly showing that Alan has spotted him and gonna go find him. Quick cut again to inside the stinky pigeon wagon with Aegon and Littlefoot. And
I love this fucking duo.
I know.
I hope they get a scene every episode.
Yeah, for the rest of the show. Because it's good stuff. He's just sitting there and he's like, feeling better, Your Grace? And he's all just, I noticed you're not asking for milk or the coffee. He's like, because I'm not fucking speaking to you.
Yeah.
I see you're still mad. That,
yeah, then I saved your life. And he's like, you fucking revealed my identity. And he's like, only after you antagonized the guards.
Foolishly antagonized them. He's like, yeah, now they could be taking us to Rhaenyra and all her fucking people.
Yeah.
Well, we're on the right track.
Yeah, or at least we're heading in the right direction towards the coast.
And then, boom, all of a sudden, the Triarchy attacks the wagon. And boom, the wagon opens, Aegon's right there. And no, I think Larys is right there. And he says something like, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, or something like that.
Oh, no, so before it got opened, he was like, what's going on? He's like, I wouldn't be surprised if something, or something like that. And then the door opens, and it's the Triarchy guy.
And he gets hit with an arrow.
And he goes, maybe I will, maybe. Or no, I lied.
I take that back, I am surprised.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can't believe they convinced the Triarchy.
Yeah, he makes fun of Lancer. I forgot what he calls him. It's like fucking flower foot or something like that. He's like, that fucking Figura got him to like get the Triarchy to fight for her, fight against her.
I can't believe that. And then Aegon's trying to get out. He grabs, an arrow, breaks off a piece. Then there's one little guard, and he's young. There's a couple guards. They're all kind of fighting.
Yeah, well, so the one yells at the other one because he's the one that stopped him and questioned them.
Yeah.
And he goes to the other little kid. He goes, "Go fucking get them back.
Get them back in the cart,
Yeah. And the kid's running over like unexperienced, and these fucking pirates are fucking flying around everywhere.
Yeah, and he's just like, all right. And he goes to go get, and then they agree. Okay, we go back in. For a quick second.
And it's funny how cool it is because Larys knows, he sees the kid get out and grab the arrow and break it off and go back in the thing, and then fucking Larys grabs the chicken cage or crow cage off the top shelf, and as the guard gets him in, he turns around to like look at what's going on, and they crack him over the head with the crow cage.
And then Aegon just mad stabbing.
And he also is like more fucked up now. Like they recognize him by his hair, kind of when they were when Larys remembered the bus. But now it seems like he's even getting less. Like, he looks
falling
more
out.
haggard.
Yeah, he's bad. And it looks like he's stabbing the kid in like non-vital areas. Too.
Yeah, it's like right here.
So many times.
Yeah. I was like, you're going for the neck or something, especially with an arrow.
And he's like, Your Grace, we should probably get off the road in hiding soon.
Yeah, while he's stabbing him, Larys walks over and like off the guy who just got stabbed, like takes a fucking
bag full of money.
Yeah.
And all of their shit. And he's like, I got plenty of gold to make passage, And he's like, no, fuck that. We're going to Rook's Rest. Like, why? It's because Cole will be there with a regiment and a contingent.
And they'll be
loyal to me.
Yeah.
And he's like, but the journey is far and it's very arduous.
And from if you watch after the episodes or whatever, they kind of give you little flashes of what's going to happen in the next upcoming episodes. It looks like Aegon's going to be out for vengeance against Aemon for burning him.
Yeah.
He's like, my fucking brother's out there. I'm going to kill him myself.
Yeah. Fuck that bastard.
He's
ruined me.
The crown right now. He just wants to fucking get Aemon.
Because he's ruined him.
Yeah.
Like all his favorite things. Eating, drinking, fucking. It's all gone.
Yeah.
Especially the fucking. That's really weighing on it.
Yeah. They definitely made sure you knew that happened.
So then it cuts to Corliss awake. Just sitting there, and he's sitting there with Alan and Bela and Adam and just watching High Tide burn.
I feel like there's a deleted scene here too that we missed or something.
Right before it.
Alan is like in a fucking blanket. Like I think he swam out to get Corliss
or jumped off Baylor's dragon.
Because out of nowhere, when he wakes up and they're all watching High Tide Burn, Alan's sitting there in a fucking blanket.
And Corliss isn't, even though Corliss is the one that's been out cold.
Corliss has got sand all across like his face and stuff.
He's not even holding the canteen.
Yeah.
But Alan looks fucked up. Like, he swam frozen waters to save him or something. And he basically says the line from the book, but it's in a different context, because the book, he's in a different place. But he says, if this be victory, I pray I never see another.
Yeah, in the book he says it when he learns about Jace.
Yeah, that's right. So then Adam, goes to help him up, and he kind of looks at him at first like, he does kind of ignore him. He looks at him almost like, why would you
do it? He does it twice, and it's funny because he tells Alan, he goes, well, I don't got much to offer you now. I'll just went up in flames, but I can still give you my name. And then Alan's like...
Yeah, he says, and yet that is more worth to me than a mountain of gold. And then as High Tide Burn. But he goes right to Alan with that too. Yeah,
and then he looks, after he says that, he looks over at Adam, and he just kind of stares at him.
And then Adam smiles.
And I'm thinking that he's like, it's going to be like, you already have a dragon now.
You're a dragon rider like my daughter.
Yeah, you proved like...
Both his kids were dragon riders, though, his other kids.
What?
None of them wanted. You need one to...
Rhaena wasn't.
You need one to watch the sea. Now you got another one that's riding dragons. Yeah, I need one of you guys to take over the boat work. And this guy's been doing it for fucking, 40 years by the look of him.
The men didn't even know he was my kid, and they all fucking love
respect him.
Yeah.
Now, when he takes on my name...
And finally starts growing his hair out.
That was a good scene. I really liked how he's like, that's worth more to me. And then Corliss even then was like he didn't get it. Like, I mean, you don't care about money? That's cool. Like, that touches me a little bit.
I'm glad I didn't have to give you a High Tide. Yeah. Because that would have been horrible.
You would have just let it burn first chance. So back at King's Landing, Alicent watches Aemond leave, which is obviously like a big spectacle with how big Rhaegar is. It's like everybody in town is out there looking and seeing that big ass thing just fucking blot out the sky for a minute.
Yeah.
And she goes to...
She was like an instant sigh of relief. Like, at first I was like, oh shit, it's like someone around King's Landing, what's going on here? And until I see the rip in the wing, I can't tell.
When they get the big,
far, But, and then she like sighs relief, and I was like, oh, okay, it's fucking Aemond leaving.
Yeah, okay, thank God.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna go to plan now. So then she goes down to the City Watch, the barracks of the City Watch. And these dudes are just fucking letting it all hang out, which I get, it's like a men's locker room. But if any one of them would have recognized you, you'd think they would have.
Well, she was dressed like the queen.
Fancy. So. Not one of them said anything filthy or...
But she's also not the queen right now, so it's kind of almost like
what's up?
Maybe this is my penthouse forum.
Yeah, is this my chance?
Yeah.
Is she calling me up to service?
Yeah. I've heard of stories of this happening.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Kristen...
Yeah, the last guy that did is like the hand of the king now. There's like promotions in this for you. And she basically wants to talk to the commander, and he's like, okay, what do you want to talk about? She's like, well, Helena is queen, and she's in charge of King Landing while the Prince Regent is gone. Rhaenyra is coming, and she's going to open the gates and allow her to come in. And he's like, some would call that treason. And she's like, some would? Yeah. Question is, what would you call it? And then kind of like, cut. End of the scene. Then we got Daemon returning to Dragonstone, right? Finally. He finds Ulf and Hugh. Hugh's just like sitting around, and Ulf is like snooping.
Yeah, reading books and stuff.
And he has actually never met them. He has heard of them obviously through the Ravens, but he's never met them. So he walks in and he's just kind of like,
And immediately Ulf is like, the Rogue Prince!
Yeah, he's like, yeah,
buddy!
himself! And he's like, what are you doing here? You know, he's like,
we just got back from Harrenhal.
Yeah.
And he's like, and the gullet.
Yeah, and the gullet. And he's like,
"Yeah,
you were supposed to be pursuing Vagar, were you not? And he's like, well, he never came. Or she never came. And he's like, and you waited 2 days
only
before?
2 days before you retired your mission?
Yeah, before you gave up. Well, we thought, and
He was like, Adam left too.
yeah, and then Hugh kind of like, well, we thought there might be confusion. He's like trying to explain it, and Ulf is too, but then Damon's like, I wasn't under the impression that your queen now or at any time required you to think.
Yeah, she wasn't asking for your opinion or your thoughts on it.
Yeah, she told you to do something.
Yeah.
It's giving you a reason for their betrayal.
Yeah.
Like, the more he treats them like shit, especially Ulf, and we'll talk about how he does more to him later, like, I get it.
Yeah.
They're giving you a good justifying, like, man, what is their reason to stay loyal if it's, okay, he's got a dragon, we've got dragons.
Yeah.
So we should at least be treated with a little bit of fucking respect.
No, yeah, I completely agree. I was thinking about this later when we get to King's Landing, that you see Hugh's wife.
She sees.
She's in King's Landing still. Okay, so she's gonna flee to, was it
Tumbleton.
Tumbleton or
And
whatever?
then when he burns it?
Yeah, she talks about her brother having a place there or something like that. So that could be something later.
When
that
she
also
had him
gets
burned, gets him to flip sides.
Yeah, so
That might be.
They're building up this.
Good. They're giving good. They're filling the holes that the book leaves for them really well with cool little tidbits and the ways they're doing it. I like it. I don't know why.
That's immediately like what I thought when they had her see Jace.
Yeah.
I was like, they didn't go over this.
No.
Like, this
They
was
just said that
wrong.
she got hardened. She got depressed and immediately hardened,
Yeah.
which it shows in her face later. That, you
And
know,
after this, they also kind of say that she starts filling out when she's in King's Landing on cakes and stuff like that. It's like what you were talking about before. I was like, they might still have an opportunity to do that.
And yeah, and then he asks basically what was happening, why you weren't there, and then he's like, well, then a woman came up.
Oh yeah,
thought
also
maybe
like
they
there's fucking
Green Men, yeah.
The voice is weird. He's like, we heard voices and shit.
Yeah.
And that's when he was like, and also some weird
Woman
lady who I thought was a maester or maybe
a witch. And then Damon was like,
told us about a battle that we need to go to.
And then he fucking smacks Ulf in this scene. He does smack him, and then like Ulf is like, yes, you know, I understand, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then next scene is Damon's talking with the White Worm. Masseria. I keep calling her Melisandre, but that's from the other show. Masseria, the White Worm, basically saying, he doesn't trust the Dragon Seeds. I don't know what they're up to. And you, well, when I left you here last time, you were a prisoner. She's like, yeah, after you forsake the
you
promise.
said that I would be released and then abandoned me.
Yeah, and then bailed on that promise, And he's like, he doesn't trust the Dragon Seeds, right? And he says to her, do you think the Queen is of sound mind? Do you think she's...
Yeah.
I wouldn't serve her if she wasn't, she's just really...
And they're kind of catty because she's like, you're just mad because I've gained your trust, you have yet to earn it.
Yeah.
Like, you just barely started coming around after your trip at Harrenhal, and all of a sudden you're back in full support of her.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of at each other for like, he doesn't trust her, obviously, and then she's like, well, you haven't proven that you're even worth a damn. You don't even know what I've done off camera that they didn't tell you about. Right? Which is implied later.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, he's talking to her about how he doesn't trust the Dragon Seeds, and they're bickering back and forth on who's got Rhaenyra's favor at the time. And he doesn't like that she's, basically went from, hey, and even if she hasn't, necessarily done anything bad, she did rise kind of fast from being a stowaway on a ship to suddenly right next to the Queen's ear while he's gone. So he's got some concerns, Really quickly, it shows Alicent just like hurrying through the keep, Red Keep, and Sir Rickard, which I love the actor that plays Sir Rickard in this. He's in a lot of movies and a lot of stuff. He's always been a bad guy. I love it. And he's a very small role in this for how big of other things he's been in. But he stops her on the stairs and is like, there's all kinds of crazy shit going on, Your Grace. I think it's best that you don't leave my charge again. And she's like, I need you to gather this.
Secure the
somebody
council room.
Because I'm going to be calling a meeting. And he's like, okay. Because I need to capture the household guard. And he's like, he could be anywhere. She's like, well, tell him I want him to be in this small council chamber and secure it. That's where I'm calling a meeting, right? He's like, okay. And he's looking not good about it.
And he even kind of says something back to her, and she goes, that's an order. Like,
yeah, now, you know.
Yeah.
And back to Dragonstone. Rhaenyra's like, bedridden, depressed, and she's basically...
It makes you like Daemon like climbed the tower. You're like, first you had to deal with the dragon feet.
Yeah.
Then he got to the white worm, and now he's finally...
Yeah, at the top, and he kind of looks in, and he's like, oh, she's gonna be not good, right? And he sits down in bed next to her, and she tells him it kind of just goes into her telling him that there was another dragon, sheep stealer, Baela said, with a rider, and he's like, that's impossible. Nobody can claim a wild dragon. You know, it's never been done, whatever. She's like, other people saw, they saw. And he's like, how could the Greens have accomplished it? She's like, I want them found. He's like, of course, like, I'm going to find out who it was, bring it to you, whatever. He's like, but there is more. And she's like, I have no stomach. I have no more stomach for it. I'm done. And he starts to speak to her in Old Valyrian. No, before that, she says that thing that you talked about.
Yeah, where she had her kids.
He tells her first, Vagar's left King's Landing. And I thought she was sitting up to be like, that inspired her. Like, okay, it's on.
Yeah.
But she sat up and said that line that you talked about. She says, so the little boys who clung to me and hid their little faces in my skirt are dead, all so that I could sit on a throne made of swords. And she starts crying again and lays down. And he's basically, he starts speaking in High Valyrian, and he's like, would you let them, first he says, will you let them die in vain? And she keeps crying, and he speaks to her in Valyrian about how I saw it, a woman in the desert with a dragon at her breast, and the war in the north, the song of
I saw the darkness, the song of ice and fire. He's like, what if what my brother told you was real?
What would you do then?
Yeah. Like, it wasn't just about you sitting on a throne.
It's not about that. It's about what you said, what your dad put you there for. And then she's like, kind of thinks about it, right? And then, back to King's Landing. And this scene, oh my God. I like to think that they surprise you on a lot of things, but this one you could see coming from the minute that fucker walked to the doorway. Like, he had just fucking evil in his eyes the minute he got in there. I always thought he was a prick, but he's a real bastard in the scene. So basically Iron Rod shows up to Alicent's quarters and is like talking to her about the little queen, and he knows about her misdealings, and she's up to something, he knows.
She's denied. She's like, I'll never faithfully serve Viserys and the realm.
And he's
like, yeah.
I'll bet you did.
We know how much servicing you were doing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Kristen Cole knows how much servicing you were doing.
And then she's like, oh shit, like, he knows. And then she's like, he gets closer to her and like implies on what he's planning on doing. And she's like, please, sir, whatever. And he's like, yeah, that's right, please with me. And then she freaks out, fucking goes to run, hits him, goes to run, kicks him in the nuts.
She trips.
Yeah.
And he's like fighting her, and he gets her to her, like her hands are behind her back.
And you thought he was going to
happen.
Yeah, and he pulled up her skirt. I thought we were going full-blown Spartacus.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. But my boy's in the corner, right, covering his eyes.
We already got past the dong part. Now we
I'm watching it with my dad. My son's over here covering his eyes. I'm like, please don't have it be like violently loud as well. Like, it's gonna show what it's gonna show, and I can avoid that. But if it's violently loud, I can be like, cover your ears and eyes. But thank God, the priest walks in. the maester walks in, Orwell, and he's like, what is going on here, you know? And Iron Rod's like, she's deceived us, she's betrayed us, you know. He's like, I don't know about all that,
He's
but
like, oh, good thing you're here. I caught her. She's been deceiving us.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know about all that, but I do know what I just saw.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be prosecuting now.
Yeah, what I just witnessed. And orders the guards, you know, seize him or whatever, and he's like, this is bullshit, blah, 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 she's a fucking traitor.
And he asks Orwell, before he gets arrested, he goes, ask her where she was an hour ago or something like that.
And he looks at her, and she just kind of looks stressed, right? And then, yeah, they seize him, and he goes, I don't know what you've done, Your Grace, but I fear it may be, like, detrimental, like bad.
Yeah.
Drastic. I can't remember what he says exactly. It's bad, though. He knows. I don't know what you've done, but it's not good. And then cut to Dragonstone again. And Rhaenyra, and that little speech has roused Rhaenyra. She's walking down in the stabbed up leathers, riding leathers, with a sword on her belt, and she's got like, it looks tired, but I guess it's from crying, just laying in bed crying, bags under her eyes.
Yeah,
she looks like angry woman, so fucking fierce. She looks like mad.
Yeah.
Mad. She walks down, and the guy she slapped, I can't remember, it's not Caldwell, because Caldwell got hung, but the dude she slapped and told to respect her, and her maester are walking up, and as she's coming down the stairs, we're sorry, Your Grace, this is horrible news, this and that and the other, and she's like, I'm off to King's Landing to take my throne. Have a nice day. And they're like, yeah, you can't do that. It's suicide. She's like, Aemon has left with Vhagar. Alicent will open the gates, and he's like, I don't trust this. And the other one's like, oh yeah, and that's when Daemon's like, I don't believe she sounded like she was.
Yeah, like, I didn't hear any wavering in that.
Yeah.
What she was just telling you. There's no movement.
Yeah, there was no hesitation there.
Yeah.
In her words, was there? And she's like, I'm gonna fly there, I'm gonna get it. And he's like, well, the maester's like, well, that's all well and good, but you can't land your dragons in the castle, What are you gonna do? The Valerian fleet's not there to protect you. I'm there to protect her. And, the dragon riders.
She's like, my dragon riders and my husband or whatever with me.
And then
she's like, this is what I'm doing.
I'm
and
not
she's walking out, and she's, I rewound this even, I couldn't figure out what the reference here was. As she's walking out, she goes, Sir Lawrence can choose his...
the way he dies.
Yeah.
So his life is forfeit, which means she didn't do the whole, it's not worth it to kill you. She stuck to, once she came out of her depression stupor, she let them know, let Sir Lawrence know that he can choose how he dies, meaning he's going to die.
Yeah, you're supposed to be executed.
Yeah.
But it's like, if he wants to go by fire, if he wants to...
Sword.
Yeah.
He can die an honorable death, fine. But he's going to die. I thought that was actually kind of cool, cold-blooded, but cool. Like, she's like, let Sir Lawrence choose how he will die.
Yeah. It's like, that's the courtesy I'll give him for being a King's Guard.
For the loyal service he did provide, while he provided it, he gets to choose how he died. But, motherfucker's still going to die.
Yeah.
And they're walking to the dragons, first she walks up, and White Worm is there. And she was walking through the armory, and White Worm stops her and is like, got her crown, goes to hand it to her, and he's like, you guys thought you'd need this, Your Grace? I hope that you will send for me.
And Damon's kind of like
looking over, looking at watching the whole interaction.
And he also talks to the dragons he's right here, doesn't he? Is this where he goes?
Right after that. And then she's like, remember who was loyal to you.
Yeah. Remember
who remained.
Who bailed and who stayed.
Yeah, who remained loyal to you. And then as Daemon walks by, he kind of smirks at her, and she's like, rolls her eyes. And he actually asks her, what's, you got a new advisor?
Oh,
and she's like...
Well, hold on, he talks to the...
No, Dragon Seed's after that.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Their walk up right after.
He says a lot of things have changed since...
Yeah, since I left. He's like, you got a new advisor? And she's like, she's done a lot for the realm and for me. And he's like, I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
And she's like, I do not need your approval. He's like, merely an observation.
Yeah.
Meaning, like, he knows they're getting down.
And this is reversed from in the book, because it's always said that
He was banging her.
yeah, it was his side piece, and it was unsaid that she was okay with it.
Yeah, it was more like, let him do what he wants to do while she got
He's
back.
Damon. I'm not going to try and undamon Damon.
Yeah, but they flipped the switch, and now she's banging her.
Yeah.
And he's like, whoa, what's going on? I've gone for like a month.
He's like, really an observation. Also, I would like to observe if I could.
Yeah. Then the dragon seeds walk up, and they're just kind of right there. And he instructs them on what to do. Continuing to be a dick. Okay, so you fly high.
I think he's being very stern about it, because after he says, he's like, I think he says fly wide or something like that.
Stay wide.
Stay wide. He's like, man, we're ready.
Keep
She'll
watch.
ascend or whatever, but you're going to stay up and keep watching. He goes, immediately after this is over, Vagar is our number one target.
Yeah.
And he goes, from this point on, we stick to the plan. Like,
yeah, and he's like,
if I tell you fucking something, you do it. I don't need to hear your opinion on it.
Yeah, and at this point, and at no point during this operation will the queen require you to think or make decisions. Is that understood? And he like fucking pokes Ulf on the forehead, and Ulf is just like, yes, you know, like scared, but also like you could see it starting to.
Yeah, he does it fairly well, where it's like both like, we were dumb last time, and, you know, shit happened.
But you better quit fucking poking me, dude.
But also, I demand respect because of the big fucking dragon.
Yeah, you know. So you can see he's starting to get to him, right? And he's like, do not let me down. And then, that fucking epic scene where they all fucking take flight out of there.
After seeing that, I'm like, I think Vermithor is probably my favorite dragon. Because he is right. She's an old, haggard, ornery bitch. Like, when you see her hair long later, she is fucking...
Vagar, yeah.
She's falling apart.
Yeah, she is.
And
I like Sea Smoke.
I hope we get to see Dreamfire, because she's the oldest.
Yeah.
So...
At this point.
Well, besides Vagar.
Yeah. So then it cuts to, as the dragons are flying to King's Landing, it cuts to Helena in the Godswood. And she's like concerned that the flowers that are growing are not in season, they're like blooming too early. And Allison arrives, and she's like,
this is the same Weirwood where Allison and
Rhaenyra used to hang out, and Kristen
read
Cole.
books and stuff,
No, Kristen Cole tried to kill himself. Was that a Driftmark?
I know. I think that was in
King's Landing.
Yeah, I think it was at that Weirwood.
And they took
the
a photo
outside
of
ring,
it.
and that's when Rhaenyra
Allison stops him.
Allison stops him. Yeah.
So they're in that same Godswood, and she comes up and tells her, you know, Rhaenyra's coming. And Helena's like, you spoke to her. Like she knows, you know.
Yeah.
Not vision-wise, but could guessed it from what her mother said. And she's like, yes. And, you know, she helps gather her books and her little, like, journal.
We
need to go. It's time to go. And she's like, the other day, when you told me you were happier before you were queen, that stuck to me like a spear. Stuck in me like a spear. I want you to be happy, you know, wouldn't you be happier? And Helena just goes, I think I'd like to raise chickens.
Oh, yeah.
But before the little chicken thing, I realized she does question her mother, but you said Dad wanted him to be king.
Well, that's when she's still rushing through with her or whatever, and she was like, she goes, yeah, Rhaenyra's coming, and we need to, like, let her in, basically, and she's like,
but you're a queen.
But, well, yeah, and she goes, but, didn't Dad tell you, like, that he wanted Aegon or whatever? She goes, that doesn't matter anymore. She goes, I made a mistake. And she's not saying that she made a mistake.
I don't know if I heard him right or not.
But yeah, but she's like, but Aegon being king was a mistake.
Yeah.
Is what she's admitted to there. And
weren't you happier when you said you were happy? That's what she tells you. You said you were happier when you weren't queen.
Yeah.
And she's like, I think I'd like to raise chickens. And it makes Allison smile like, oh, that would be nice for my sweethearted girl to
that's what she tells her. She's like, I want to give you that opportunity to just go do whatever.
Redeem you. I may yet redeem you.
Yeah. She goes, they're lost, but you still can be redeemed. And that's when she's like, she's trying to understand with her mom, and then she's like, we can raise chickens. And mom's like, yes, we could. I love Helena in this episode.
Yeah, she's so
later
good.
On the
yeah, she goes. Okay, so then Allison goes right to the captain of King's Landing, and she goes, you know, you were to stand down at Queen Helena's command.
These are the scorpion guys.
Yeah,
Right?
the Scorpion
Yeah.
guys, and they look over at Helena, and she's like, I want no beast, I will have no beasts harmed. And then Allison looks back at her, she kind of like...
It reminds me of when Allison said that the letter is from the king.
Yeah.
From the king, and she was like, correct herself or whatever. Now she knows to play along with her mom.
But she gives her mom, like, winks, like, it's almost like a...
Yeah, because she's like, Queen Helena's request, you're going to stand down. He's like, we have standing orders. Anything that's not Vhagar is getting shot at. And she goes, that's when Helena's like, I won't have any beasts harmed.
And she's like,
I got your back, Mom.
I got this, Mom. I did the thing.
And then she was like,
Rhaenyra's coming, you know?
And it's Viserys' kid or something like that, and that's Helena trying to get. She was always nice to me.
Yeah, her kids, her sons were always kind to
Yeah.
me. And she's like, she's coming one way or the
Yeah.
other.
See, now you know why she's making these orders. She's coming either way. Stand
So
down.
are you gonna watch the city burn, or are you gonna suffer to let her in? You know.
Yeah.
And even his guard is like, sir, and you don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
they are
it's like-
cutting around a lot in this one.
And they're like, oh shit, what are we gonna do here? Then cut to the Riverlands, and it's just Cole kind of walking up and around all his men, and they're looking up at the sky, and you can just hear, and then they see Vhagar, finally, you know. And so he's like,
how long has it been?
weeks and weeks he's supposed to be there, right? And then Cole's like, to Harrenhal. They're all, to Harrenhal, sweet. They're going back to Harrenhal. Vhagar gets there first. Fucking torches the Northmen that they left.
Yeah, because that Daemon said when he was talking to the Dragon Seeds, he was like, I left a battalion there or whatever.
Yeah.
Going here and all.
Not for long.
Yeah, you guys are supposed to fucking ambush there. Like now they have no backup.
When Vhagar shows
And now
up.
Vhagar shows up and it's just one dragon blast. This fucking quarter-mile encampment's just gone.
All of them.
Yeah.
And then flips around, burns a couple more, knocks down some towers when he lands.
Which kind of sucks because Daemon was like while he was there when he finally kind of came to, he started having you started seeing him rebuilding.
Yeah, he tears it right
And
down.
Vhagar just comes in and
First.
in the books they say that her dragon of fire is actually hotter because she's older.
Yeah,
Like hers will actually just melt stone straight up.
yeah. So she's in there burning shit, and I thought it was cool. It really shows her size. It's like him climbing out of a bigger than a helicopter because he
Like a
lands
747.
Yeah.
Bigger than a 747
and
even.
it's burning everything, and then it shows him like climb down the netting,
It's like a rope net.
and then when
It's
he
like a
gets,
pirate coming down from the crow's nest.
and when he gets to the bottom, it's the belly of her throat. Like you don't see her head.
Yeah.
He's all the way down to the bottom, and he just starts fucking mowing through what dudes are left.
And I was wondering how they were going to portray this because it is like he's only castle trained. Like, yeah, he's good and he had the best trainers and stuff.
For quick thinking on the battlefield.
Yeah, some people don't have it, but he wrecks like fucking 18 dudes.
Yeah, quick. Leaving the sword in one guy while he's stabbing the other guy, then pulling his sword
Pulling
back
both
in.
out and they drop. He just walks off.
Yeah, he just, as Vhagar's just continuing to, people are running through the halls burning. He's stabbing people that are on fire, but not to kill them, like in the gut. So the guy has to sit there and still burn and bleed to death.
I kind of wonder if it was almost like a comedic attempt because all of that, and then he comes in to the table with the Strongs, sets his helmet down and goes, I'm looking for Daemon.
Yeah.
Like, you just fucking slaughtered the whole
You could have asked the first guy that.
Should have landed on the bridge and just been like, is Daemon here?
No, I'm
Can
out.
Daemon come play?
Can Daemon come play? I like that. Yeah, see, he has his man all the time. Strong's like, and his sons are just like, fuck again?
I love his response. He's like, to be honest, we weren't really expecting
Yeah.
it. I'm sorry.
And he's like, draw your sword. And he's like, I have none. And get one. Which is not like the books. Except he stands up, obviously, and he tries to like, Your Grace, I haven't fought with a sword in these many years. You don't need to worry. We're not going to resist you, The camp has been broken. You can easily, and as he's saying that, Aemon just fucking stabs him. In the book, it was a lot better because he forced him to fight.
Yeah.
he forced the old man to pick up a sword and like slowly ripped it into pieces. I don't know if it's better, but it's a lot more descriptive. He actually was a dick and made the old man.
I kind of liked in this one, from what I felt like this portrayed, was like he got too comfortable with Damon, who was weirdly enough like less
violent.
Yeah, and more understanding. He was more maybe susceptible to, we'll see, to Heir and Hall how Eamon reacts, but so he gets uncomfortable when he puts his shoulders on him, like the encampment's been broken, disbanded, or whatever, and just
dead.
And so the other his brother or his son, like, father, and Eamon turns around and
just
grabs
lops his fucking head off.
Blackfire and stabs him or whatever.
Lops his head off.
Lops his head off, but then the other son gets a stab in his back.
In between his plate. And he looks and he doesn't react. He's just like fucking knocks him stupid with it first and then stabs him, turns around, sees Alice there and then goes to like almost attack her, and she's just like looking at him. And then he realizes that it got in between his plate.
Yeah, he reaches there, and then as he pulls it out, it like starts to spill out on the floor.
Yeah, and he fucking bleeds out, starts crawling towards her, and is like, help me. And I think that's awesome that they're giving her and him the reason why they would connect, his mother issues that you talked about. She's going to nurture him back to health. Nothing overly sexual. It's going to be like a mommy, oh, you're taking care of me situation.
Well, then also in the book, there was a discretion or whatever on how old she was.
Yeah.
Mushroom says she was like ridiculously old.
Old, and some say she was young, some say she was 30-something. Yeah.
So he could have that relationship with her.
And she becomes a lot more important as that goes along. So then, the dragons arrive at King's Landing. Right? They all land, flying around, landing on towers. Carax, he makes him land down in the hall, and then Cyrax lands up on the walls.
Like the inner wall, just outside the keep.
Yeah, just outside the keep. Yeah, and all of them gold cloaks, most of them, or all of them greens are pretty much throwing down their swords and already surrendering. She gets off of her dragon, Damon's there with his sword out ready, helmet on, everything, and she's like, Alicent, kept her word, and he's like, the true test is inside. We'll see.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't worry, I've come to make things right.
I've only come to set things right.
Yeah, and to the ones that have surrendered.
Yeah.
They go in, and a few nobles are in there. They're fucked, right? They're scared. Oh, fuck! They're running. They're just trying to have breakfast, whatever. They're fleeing. And then you just see some greens running. And so stupid to be like, oh!
Yeah.
And
these are the fucking patriotic dumbasses.
Yeah.
I'm going to take on the fucking rogue prince by myself.
Yeah. Races in. He just wipes through a bunch of them. And she just kind of watches. And then he pulls his helmet off. And I love this line. He yells, who else dare rise against us in our house?
Yeah, I thought there was a couple like Shakespearean moments in this episode.
Yeah.
Once was when she was yelling at them after Jason died about,
betraying them.
Yeah, about you all are just also at fault. But also that part too, where he was like, who else dares stand against us
in our own house?
And then that's when he pulled his sword out of the last guy he killed, and that guy falls to the ground.
Yeah, and then they just march through the halls, killing more. Every guy that comes up, he kills, and she just watches him. So fucking dead-eyed evil bitch. I love you, but that's how she looks. She looks so mean. Scary mean. So, yes, so they are right there at the throne. He pushes the doors open, and he's like, Your Grace. She walks in, hesitant, surreal to her, And then, boom, out walks Sir Ricker, runs up with all of his fucking house guards, halt, And she's like, where is Aegon? And he's like, this no concern of yours, he says to her. And he's like, what, the young pup, too craven to come fucking stand up to his fucking sister or whatever? And he's like, you are brazen, I'll give you that. Brazen or thick? And Damon's like, well, I guess that depends on whether or not I win or lose, And Rhaenyra pulls her sword out.
Then
like,
laugh at
finally ready to fight, And they kind of, now this I've never seen before, Kind of the queen. I don't know if he meant like royalty or a woman holding the sword at him or what it was, but then you just start hearing the thundering of footsteps in hallways, right? And him and Rhaenyra turn around and look behind him, and he's like, "Stay close, Rhaenyra. You think for a minute, they think for a minute anyway, that they're about to be surrounded by Greens, and they're fucked. This is it, right? So they're looking stressed, and it's the fucking Gold Cloak. They show up, line up next to Daemon, or line up right behind them, kind of in the middle. So Rhaenyra and Daemon are in the middle. And there's no peace yet, and they're just kind of looking at him. And Daemon looks at him and goes, "Well met, Sir whatever."
Luther, yeah.
Yeah, Sir Luther. And he's like, what does he say to him? The Gold Cloak says?
This is the Gold Cloaks remember their Lord Commander.
Yeah, we remember remember their Lord Commander, Daemon Targaryen, and the true heir to the throne, Rhaenyra Targaryen. And then they all pull out their swords, right? And the guards at the gates have thrown down their swords. Do the same or die now as traitors. And all of them are looking around, and they all start to one by one drop, except for Rickard. He's just like looking
like upset.
Yeah, like sad almost. Like I had it. Like I was there. I was gonna win.
Yeah.
You know, they beat me, and he said, and then they go grab him. Boom. You know, and he's like, the king or the Prince Regent will not stand for this, or the hand. And they haul him off. And Daemon says, "Seize them, and anyone who wears a high tower sigil. And the throne is yours, Your Grace." Or no, she says, "Thank you. You know, I'm in your debt to the Gold Cloaks." And he says, "I still remember who gave me this Gold Cloak. You know, that Daemon gave me this Gold Cloak 20 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, all them years ago."
And he goes, "I always knew I'd see you again." He's like, "I wish I could have said the same for you."
Yeah, I
all
didn't.
buddying up.
Yeah,
and
laughing.
she's like approaching the throne.
All like, "Whoa, this is it," you know. And he's like, "Your throne, Your Grace." And she's like, "Not yet." And that's when she says, "Bring me Aegon the Usurper." So they start fucking searching the whole castle.
Just Daemon leading the Gold Cloaks. They get into Aegon's room, and Sir Orwell's there. And he's like, he's not here, and he like grabs him by the throat, and he's like, "The Master of Whispers left too," and he's like, "That's convenient."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Look, I'm not a knight. I'm a, you know."
I agreed when Aegon took the throne because, you know, and I did my best. And the Queen Regent will attest to that. And he's like,
"Yeah, the Dowager Queen."
Yeah, and the one that's not here as well. And he's like, "Oh, fuck. I plead guilty." Which in the books it does say that when he tells the story, when he writes his version of the story, it's likely that he puts like words in other people's mouths to make himself seem better when everything's said and done.
Yeah,
Because,
or maybe he didn't give in so quickly. He like had to be tested a little bit.
Yeah. So
But he does tell him, he's like, "I don't want to have to, but some heads are going to have to roll for the queen."
Even if I don't want to have to kill a maester, I'm going to kill you, basically.
He goes, you will do what you have to, but I also have somebody that...
You might want more.
Yeah.
That'll please you more. So then they go down to the dungeons, right?
The black cells.
The black cells, yeah. And there's Iron Rod. Like, oh, fuck, you know. And he's like, "Yeah, where's the rest of your, you know, the household? Where's the queen?" She's like, "That bitch."
Like, "This is her doing." He's like, "Orwell gave you up." He's like, "I love to see you guys turning on each other."
Yeah, this is so good.
He's like, "That bitch." And he's like, "Keep your mouth shut or I'll
cut your cock off
before I cut your head off, just for the fun of it."
Yeah. And then a little creepy guy comes out of the corner and goes, "Your Grace, you know, I could please you." And he tells
Just
him,
in case you ever came back.
"A gift from Lord Larys Strong." And then he walks down a dark alley, you know, a hallway.
As soon as I saw him holding the torch,
I knew.
I was like, "This is where it was." That's
I whispered.
why we saw him like that.
Yeah, I whispered to Tish, and I was like, "Oh no, oh no." So bitching. So and then it doesn't show you though. It just shows David get to the cell, and he just laughing like, "This is too good." And then it shows Rhaenyra, and he tells him to release everybody else. So Rhaenyra, they're back up in the throne room, and Rhaenyra's thanking everybody that was
Lady fell.
Yeah, all the people that stayed loyal to her at risk of dying. And they bring up Iron Rod, throw him down on his knees. He's like, "You'll fucking hang for this
yeah.
if you don't burn." And she's like, "Where's the rest of your council?" And he doesn't speak. And then you just hear Daemon yell from the background, "The Black Sails rats have grown fat lately, you know."
Yeah.
And in walks Damon with Otto, all fucking
And
haggard.
all the lords and ladies who are like in the throne room are like
Shocked. Chevalier
no one's seen him.
in months.
Which is kind of funny because I remember now that Aemon was like, fetch me Otto to Larys when he told Larys he couldn't be hand.
Mm-hmm.
Larys went and got Otto and imprisoned him.
To make sure that he couldn't be replaced. Yeah. So then he marches him in there, and he's just devastated. You know, he's like pretty much what I thought, you know, what I expected of all the people that were in there. Damon gets in there and he kneels, whispers it to him, and Otto kneels. He doesn't have to be pushed down or nothing. He kneels.
Which I thought when he did, I was like, I'm just fat, but this guy's old. Like, that's real, because when he dropped, I was like, oh, that could hurt.
Yeah. And Damon walks over. Basically, he's like, Aegon is gone. He has fled. But Otto here can take his place. You know, as a sign.
Is the symbol of ascending.
Yeah, of you taking the throne.
This
from
is the guy who orchestrated the whole thing.
Yeah, the powers that be. And she's like, okay. And he's like, do it now. And you will become... Oh, and Otto says before that, though, he says, I assume everyone else is dead. You know, and they don't say anything. And that's when he tells them, do it now, and you will become queen. This is the moment where you show them that you're queen. And she kind of turns back and whispers to him, you know, I don't think I can do it. You know, and Otto hears that, and he's like, let Damon do it.
Yeah, spare me at least from a hack, being hacked.
Yeah, being hacked at, basically.
Yeah.
And Damon, I like. He's like, no. He doesn't say it, but he's like, no. He gives her dark sister.
Well, first he pulls out and it looks like that he's like, okay, but then he hands it over to her.
Yeah, he flips it over and hands it to her like, this is a solid sword.
Yeah, you won't have to hack with this.
Yeah, but it has to be you.
Yeah.
To show your authority and what you're trying to prove.
He says, they're all watching. You need to do this fast to show them that you're not fucking around.
And then she goes, and then he says that fucking stupid thing. He's like, if your father could see you now,
what it's come to,
he would be, you know, like sad or whatever.
And she's like, shut your fucking mouth.
Yeah, like, do not speak. You know,
Yeah.
she's pissed. Like, and reality is, you did this.
Yeah.
You're just upset that you lost, and it's come to like real murder in front of everyone. You're cool with murdering each other.
It's almost like his confession, like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, if this Heirs could see the mess I've caused.
Yeah, and how we're all fucking. He assumes his daughter's dead. Everyone's dead, right? So she gets behind him, and you can see she's looking at his back of his
And
neck.
he even does it like kind
courtesy of like,
yeah, like
here's
let me get my neck off my collar here.
yeah, here's the spot. And she's breathing and crying, and he starts to say, I only did what I like, kind of like what I thought was right. He doesn't get to that. I only did what I crack. And no,
She like catches him on the shoulder blade or something. Yeah.
Oh, and he's just like, and she's like,
Quickly just like,
whack off with his fucking head.
and when
And
his body
like-
falls behind you, you can see the spot where
Yeah.
the first hit was.
Oh, and she's just like in shock. And Damon walks over, grabs
And
it,
smirks, and he like grabs it from her.
and just starts walking towards Iron Rod. And Iron Rod's like, tell my lady wife that, wham! He cuts his fucking head off. The gold cloaks are even like, that was fucking fast.
Yeah, and I thought it was kind of fucked up for him to be like my lady wife, and he just tried
To rape Allison,
Yeah.
And, yeah, please tell my lady wife that I was doing good and I died nobly, fighting off the usurper.
Tell her I love her.
Yeah, and I'm a good man. And,
So she goes to walk to the throne after doing this, and she's
Oh,
like
yeah.
got Otto's blood on her feet.
Oh yeah, and,
Slow
she even slips a little bit. She's
Yeah.
like, whoa, steadies herself and walks up to it slowly, and even hesitates at the foot of it. Walks up, and I feel like they did drag it out a bit. I know it's dramatic, but they drugged that one
They
out.
did, yeah.
The Viserys one, I liked that drag out. This one I felt was a little much, but then she does finally sit down and kind of does look relieved, like, this is it. I've claimed it. I've
Yeah.
taken it. And then and he's smiling up at her, and they're all like happy. And then you just hear, Your Grace, and then they bring
You're
people.
clear.
Clear.
They're moving people out of the way so more city watch.
And then you could see Allison's hair and Helena's, And then
we did mention before, it showed them trying to get around the city,
and people looking at them and knowing
she's
who
like,
they
we
were.
can't get by here, and like City Watch walk by, and they turn around,
trying to run away, and you don't know what happened to them, but now you do. They're brought into the throne room. Music's all tense, loud. Rhaenyra's still teary-eyed and distressed. She's never killed anybody before. She killed a boar, but she's never actually killed anyone. So she fucking hacked his fucking head off.
Well, Allison and Helena walk in, and Allison just sees her father's headless body and his head.
And Rhaenyra on the throne looking at her. And Rhaenyra gives her one last look like...
I think the last thing you see from her is, like, it changes. At first she's, like,
sad,
horrified and sad, like,
Allison
you just watching after, and it's going to be told you that I did that. But then it kind of firms, right? Because this is the last scene, right? It comes after this. It firms into, like, she's the stone cold Rhaenyra that we're going to see the rest of the way.
Yeah, which is good, because that's true. What did I... He is a traitor. He committed treason. I only promised you, your daughter, and your granddaughter.
Yeah. And you told me Aegon will be here, and he's not.
Yeah, and you were willing to give up your son.
Yeah.
To be fair, even if I let you and your daughter and your granddaughter leave, all these people were going to die. Even if your dad made it to Old Town, you think I was going to let him stay there?
Right.
And live out the rest of his life a traitor?
What should you plan on doing with Daron? There was no discussion with Daron either.
Yeah. Did you really think I was going to let them all go? It was going to come to this eventually.
Yeah. And that's stressed more in the book, too, is like, you can't leave any heirs.
No mess ups.
We'll lose that.
We'll see you next time.